Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft PowerPoint. In this session we are going to look at how to create graphs, charts, photographs and diagrams, and then how to animate each one of those items. So first of all, a simple graph. Create myself a blank slide. Now there are preset slides that you can use, so if I just quickly show you that, if I go to Home and then Layout, this is a normal title and content slide which gives you shortcuts, if you like, to each of those features. But for this example I am going to create using a blank slide. Just get rid of design ideas. So from this feature I select Insert, and then this is the option I'm going to use first, how to create a chart. And the one I'm going to use first off is just the default one, so the process will be the same for each different type of chart. When you activate the feature, you will get a small spreadsheet appearing at the top which will allow you to enter your data. So for this example, the series are going to be as follows: men, women and children, and then the years 2016, 2017, 2018 and 2019. If you require more space, you can move the small blue cross across or down. Whichever way you go will create either an extra column or an extra row. Now if you want to go into Excel, you can click this button and use the whole functionality of Excel. But for now, I'm just going to click off this, and then you can see the chart underneath appearing and reflecting the elements that I have just typed. Your chart title, you can type at the top there. You have these features down the side as you do with all graphs in this version of Office. So you can add elements like so, or you can change the style from this small paintbrush, different styles. Now you have to be careful in PowerPoint when you change formatting in embedded objects, which is what this is, because sometimes if you apply design, let's just see what happens here, it doesn't always sit nice. This one looks okay, so it's not really affecting the black color scheme that I've chosen, so that's great, even though that's not a great color scheme. So there's how you create a chart. This little filter there will allow you to remove elements if you don't particularly want an element. So if I click on the filter and then say I don't want to show men, I remove that tick and apply. Now it's just showing the other two. So that's the first thing. Now the previous session we were looking at doing animations. So if I just put the men back on and apply, let's have a look at animations for a chart. So first of all, you need to be on the chart and you need the animation pane selected. Remember last time I said these features are great if you just want one feature, but if you want to layer any animations, you need to use the animation pane and add animation from this feature. So on this one I'm going to select my favorite, which is more entrance effects and dissolve in. Click OK to that. Now to animate this chart there are several options. So again, you've got options from there and you've got options from the animation pane, which is basically the same ones. So I'm not interested in sound or don't dim this time. Now when we did this with text, it said text animation. Now it says chart animation, and you have these options. Select element in category, click OK, and then the chart will build up, and if you put that into full screen, that will happen on a mouse control, so you can explain each of these as the bars appear. So that's animating the chart. And remember, some of these options are available from this drop down list here. But as with text, sometimes not all options are available. In this case, they are all available, so that's great. But if in doubt, go via the animation pane effect options. Now the next diagram I would like to show you is this feature, using the SmartArt feature. Click on that. You have a list down the left hand side of all the categories, and the one I want to look at today is hierarchy, and this is the one, organizational chart. So I just double click on that. I don't need this box for now, so it's picking up the same theme that I have selected. Quickly type in some information there. As you type and press enter, the font reduces to reflect how many times you press enter. So if you press enter several times, the font will reduce each time. Now this particular box I don't require, so if I click on the edge of that box, not in the box, because if I'm in the box and press delete, it thinks I'm trying to delete text. If I click on the edge of the box and press delete, I'm deleting that box, and then this diagram will reshape itself. So we have 3 sections: training, Mrs. White, retail in the middle, Mr. Black, and sales on the right, Mrs. Green, who's not married to Mr. Green. Now if you require additional boxes, you need to click on the management level and then add shape at the top there, and I'll click it twice so I get 2 assistants coming out of this. And if you do not want it hanging right as it is there, you click back onto the management level, select layout, and select the option you want. So you could go left or standard, side by side, whichever one you require. However, remember, there is not a huge amount of space, and if you keep adding lots of extra levels, this will become very hard to see in full screen. But now I want to animate this, so up to the animations, add animations, more entrance effects, dissolve in, and then have a look at effect options first of all. Yeah, I quite like that one. No, not that one, the bottom one, level 1 by 1. Yeah, so I can talk that through now. If I put that into full screen, on my mouse click, they appear as I speak. I've got control over that. So that is one of the SmartArt diagrams. Next one, if I click back onto the Insert tab, is Shapes. So this is me using the Shapes feature to create a flowchart. So first of all, a small rectangle, and I think it's quite helpful if you've got the grid on. If I just click on View, I've got these 3 ticked, so you can see that. Go back to Insert. Now I'm going to use my Control key to copy this, and you can see the guides are coming on to show you when you've got this lined up. So I'm just letting go each time of the mouse, but the Control key is down. And now I want a circle. To create a circle, start drawing. It is an oval, but if you hold the Shift key down, that would flick to a circle, like so. If you then start reshaping this, it will lose its circle shape and go back to an oval. Next thing is connector lines. This elbow connector is the one I want. So as you hover over a shape, you get these glue points, as I'm going to call them. So you go from one glue point to another glue point, and then they should snap into position like so and stay there. Same with the other shape, coming in, and then 2 arrows coming out of this circle, making sure I pick a connection point so that the lines do not become detached. You can type onto these, so these are just text boxes. like this. Now obviously the font in there needs to be reduced slightly till it fits. I just use Control and square bracket to reduce that font, or you could have made the circle slightly larger. Now to animate this is what I want to do. I'm going to click on that top left hand one, hold my shift key down, click on the line and then the circle. So I want those three to come in on the first click. So back to animations, dissolving in, more entrance effects, dissolve in, and then the next one, that one, shift key, dissolve in, and the next one, line, shift key, box, add an animation, dissolve in. Okay, to that one, and then the last line and the last box, shift key to select, dissolve in. Okay, now if I go into full screen to have a quick look of that, so enter, you talk through that process, enter, you talk through that process, enter, and then that one, and then that one. So you don't want to see any loose lines or loose boxes when you come into full screen. It should be just a white screen and everything's controlled by your mouse click. That's how you animate that one. So next one, if you go back to the insert tab, is something I use quite often is this screenshot. So what you need to do on this one is basically have behind you, behind this window, whichever screen you want to see. So there's my YouTube channel running. If I just go back to PowerPoint and select screenshot, it gives me a view of the windows. If I click on screen clipping, it's just gone back to the previous screen there that I was on. So if I just want my logo, I can grab that. That's because I clicked on the wrong PowerPoint, and so it's just a blank PowerPoint, but you get the idea. That's now come onto this, and you can do with that whatever you require to do. So that's bringing into an image. Now on the next slide, I might as well do this slide, I will bring an image, pictures, and if I just go and get photos, Waterloo, and bring in, who can I bring in? This guy. So here is this guy. Let's say that I just want this guy's head. I can go to format, which I'm on, and then crop, and then just crop this down so it shows only the head. And you can use this for any image, any screenshot, as well as a photograph. So I've just inserted this, but I could also crop this picture down. Once I click away from that, there's his head. Then I can make that a little bit bigger, like so. And you have all these features to fade him out, like so. And if I crop this, crop, just get rid of the information, just want the picture. There's the picture, and then you can move that around. I could crop this as well, so there's no white space there. So that's inserting pictures and using the screenshot tool. Now other things that you have, if you're online, you can have 3D models and icons. Icons are like these, absolutely hundreds and hundreds of symbols that you can bring into your PowerPoint. So let's try that one. Insert. That just brings that into your slide. Activates design ideas. Let's get rid of animation pane. And then the last thing on there is the 3D models, which again you need to be online to get. I'll go for, I've got no idea what that is, but it looks cool. And bring that in, it's downloaded onto your slide, and it gives you the option to maneuver the image around whichever one it is, and then you can do with it whatever you like. Just taking a little bit of time to come in. And there we go. So I've got no idea what that is. In fact, it looks like a triffid actually from that film. But you can see you can rotate this around with this tool. So it's quite effective. How that would fit in some business environment, I'm not quite sure, but no doubt some smart person will come up with an idea. But that's it, guys, for this session. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for your time, and I'll catch you soon.